Solosliks back here with another video. Guys, again, um, jumping on here to talk about, visualization and paradigms. So, yeah, if you want to stay tuned in, that's completely up to you. But that is definitely what we're going to be talking about today. And guys, I just wanted to touch base on, a few things. Of course, in relation to what I've just said, and with things such as visualization, and where you tend to visualize yourself, normally is that you would visualize yourself in a good situation. You visualize yourself in the most opportune, the best situation possible. And of course, that's based on the fact that you want to be in a situation where you're able to you've achieved everything that you've wanted on a target and goal basis. So, for example, you might have set yourself some targets and goals, some life targets, goals, and you've achieved them. And in achieving them, you've utilized visualization to get to where you want to get to. But with that being said, it's all well and good knowing how to use it, but not knowing how to actually get involved in the few get you to the places that you want to get to in reality is what tends to hold people back. And so, I just wanted to talk about that on a paradigmal basis because, a lot of people are in this situation. I think I've mentioned it before, where they're trying to live a life that they haven't yet got to just yet. And I think that is important for them to understand that you know you really need to invest in yourself. And I feel speaking about investments in general is very important because it's all well and good, like for example, going to work, for example, and that's if you're lucky enough to to send out applications and actually hear back from employees and get into work. But yeah, I think that is very, very, hello, hi there, Charles. It's very, very important to factor in investments into your kind of your strategy. Hello, said hi, I subbed. I appreciate it very much. And yeah, the reason I say this is because, you know, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're not being able to capitalize on what you're doing. You need to be able to capitalize on what you're doing where you're working now. I'm still doing hospitality, brother. Thank you for asking. Hi there, Meal Wars. I might know a few of you guys, whether via social media or in person. But yeah, guys, it's all, as I say, it's all well and good, you know, having a source of income, but being able to capitalize on the sources of income that you have is very, very important. Knowing where to put the money, knowing where to invest the money, so that you're in a situation where you're passively making income is very, very important because there's no point in trying to attempt to live off of one stream of income. It's always good to have multiple streams of income, and the better you become at understanding the literacy behind investments, the more realistic your visualizations will become, because you would actually put yourself in a situation where you visualize something and you actually have the means to do it because you've either invested the money that you've earned from work. So you've invested a portion of the money that you've earned from work, or you've perhaps engaged in two forms of work, where you're working two jobs, etc., and that's bringing in multiple streams of income. And so yeah, it's very, very important to factor these types of things into your daily, your daily thinking, your daily thinking, because once you're able to factor these type of ideas into the way in which you think, it will become a an adept type of thing that you do. And I feel that that's really important because it puts you in a situation where it becomes habitual. And if in it becoming habitual, it will make it will, for you, it will become a situation where, you know, um, you're not having to overthink ideas anymore in relation to how you're able to profit, on how you're able to make your money work for you whilst doing less, as that's typically the goal for a lot of people, to make their money work for them and to make a profit, as opposed to multiple losses, or in worst case scenarios, in situations where they're not making anything at all. And so that's what I feel is very, very important. To answer some of your questions, I'll just read through them now. Sharif said, also, I like the streams because there was zero. No problem. What career would you like to be in? I'd like to be personally in a career in the leisure sector. I don't mind that sector, that industry, so I wouldn't mind a career in that. What would you like to build a career in? What steps are you doing to achieve this? And so, yeah, in relation to that, I would be, for example, applying for careers within the industry that I personally look to achieve, or personally look to get into. Sorry, and yeah, in terms of the steps that I'm taking to achieve this, it will just be, standard research. It will be investing time into, researching the industry, researching the businesses that are within the industries, and going for the best businesses, because it's where you go for the best businesses that you get more out of the work that you complete. And that's even with the hospitality gig that I've got going on as well. It's very much similar to a point where, you get with the right company and you get more out of what you're doing for work. There's some companies out there that are very unrewarding, and that's where, it becomes a little bit difficult, I guess. But at the same time, that's why I always talk about visualization, because if you're utilizing visualization, you'll realize that even if you're not getting all of the perks out of the career that you've decided to choose, you're still getting paid at the end of the day. You can still visualize some of the things that you would like to visualize, because you're still making ends meet, which is very, very important, as opposed to the next person that might not be doing anything, and that, for example, they've got a small TikTok gig that they're trying to do. TikTok doesn't pay a lot, which is very well known, and trying to live off of something like that is just not necessarily, it's not necessarily practical. And I see it a lot of the times where, these people, they kind of dedicate their lives to something like TikTok, and it's not paying them a lot. And so that's something that I feel needs to be spoke about, because sometimes it's just, direction. It's just direction that one person needs to understand that, okay, perhaps, I do need like a side hustle to back up, the let's say the TikTok gig that I'm doing. And I feel that that's a very, very, very important factor because, you know, um, I'm sure if it's TikTok that they're doing, something like TikTok where you're making videos, you visualize the videos that you're planning to make with more income, with more money. Your visualization will inevitably become more enhanced because you're going to have more money to invest into the video ideas that you have. So the enhancements in your visualization will inevitably rise, and that's key because obviously it it puts you in a better situation emotionally, you know, looking at motivation and all of this type of stuff. You're gonna have more resources available to you, to motivate you in the videos that you're creating and everything like that, which is going to be helpful. But yeah, again, touching base on paradigms as well. The thing is that visualization falls under paradigms, and it's very, very important always to kind of look back at you know the paradigm that you kind of find yourself in. you know are you taking care of your paradigm? Because if you're not, then again, everything kind of crumbles underneath, and you don't want to put yourself in that type of situation. So it's always good to look back. It's always good to make notes, even to journal if you've got time to journal as well. What exactly in the leisure sector do you wish to pursue? So for me personally, I'd like to get some of my fitness badges or some of the fitness qualifications that are available. I've always liked working with customers, only because obviously it's more interactive. You're able to really dive into interesting, intriguing conversations with people and understand people on a different level. So I've always liked the customer service side of leisure, and that's something that I've done in the past, and it's something that I'd like to do again, provided that the opportunity does come my way. But yeah, guys, I mean, again, it's really is about investing. It really is about investments and the way in which you are utilizing the money that you're bringing in, if you're bringing in anything. And if you're not bringing in anything, then it's about changing the ways in which you are currently acting towards life, and more or less putting yourself in a better situation. And for some it takes time. For some people, it's like they want to live a certain type of lifestyle, and that's understandable. But you have to be realistic with yourself, I believe. And in being realistic with yourself, you then acknowledge that, okay, I'm now in a situation that, okay, I need to step up a little bit. I can't put myself, because look, at the end of it again, and this is where visualization comes into it again. For a lot of us adults, us mature adults, we're looking at life and you know wife, kids, car, house, etc. And this is a standard norm. And so in thinking about that, having that visualized, is like you need to come to terms that you're not going to be able to do willy-nilly for a very long time, or else you won't be able to get to that point of you know, of fruition. And I think that, with that being said, it's just important to, you know, to really look at your life, you know, because it's a very very important thing. Too much to do fitness badges. Which ones are you starting with? For me, it would be my fitness instructor level 2 qualification. That's the one that I want to start off with, because that one puts you in a situation where you're also still working with customers, and you know, you're communicating with customers, you're conducting classes and all of this type of stuff. So that's the one that I kind of want to get into as well. I feel like, you know, again as well, the paradigm that I fall into at the moment. I'm a single guy, and you know, from everything that you see on the streets to what you see online, you know, it's all about, okay, well, you know, you kind of certain, you know, um, a certain type of lifestyle to your, you know, to your own paradigm or whatever you've got going on. And yeah, I find that that's very important. Hence why I'm personally urging, you know, the people that haven't quite found work just yet, or found something to do just yet, to kind of get into it, because you know, you won't be able to attract the things that you, and I feel like that, you know, that's not, you know, the best type of situation. You don't want to put yourself in that type of situation, or else, you know, you'll find that everything that you kind of want to achieve is not gonna, fall into your hands so easily, because you haven't actually gone out of your way to the hard challenges in life. And individually, I definitely say that ever since I started, you know, this hospitality gig, that side of things has definitely improved. Just what I want, yeah, that side of things has definitely improved. Wanted businesses, I've wanted a whole bunch of stuff, and you know, with YouTube, and with a few other things that I've got on the sidelines, it's like it's easier to visualize it, you know, because I'm not stressing over the fact that, oh, you know, come next month I'm not gonna have any type of money to get involved in something that I want to get involved in, knowing that it's gonna actually help in the long run. And that's where a lot of people find themselves, that, you know, they might be enjoying something in the moment, which is absolutely fine. But I think longevity in whatever you've got, you know, going on is very, very important, because you know, as I say, we operate a lot off of energies, and with the wrong, you know, energy input, you're not gonna get the right outputs. So it's all very, very much important to, you know, to start from somewhere, and to make sure that you are capitalizing on whatever you've got going on. But yeah, guys, that's me. I'm gonna bring the video to a close. So if you've enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button. If you want as well, give a thanks as well. I know a few of you guys, but yeah, if you do like the videos, do give a thanks as well. I think you can, you know, add something like $2 or £2 or something like that. So, you know, if you are liking the content, do feel free to do that as well. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And guys, do take care. It's your boy Solosliks. All right.